Join the Discord. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like the video. SummerSlam slapped. SummerSlam super slapped. That show mega slapped. I just gotta say, out the gate, if you want the score or my thoughts or overall feelings of the show, 6 out of 7. Amazing. Don't argue with me about the score, why it's capped at a 7. That's my scale. 6 out of 7. Amazing, near perfect show. And it's not specifically just because I got the majority of the show right. Most of my predictions pretty much came true and were right. And I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. But I will say that it was really, really fun to watch. The matches were not just like, strictly story-based and slow. They were fun. Logan Paul, LA Knight, they showed out. And Logan Paul, despite this dude being a scammer and a scumbag, this guy can wrestle his butt off. You know, he did this move off the ropes where he got the full length of height to get his feet on the top rope and do a backflip off of it. When he did that, I was like, man, I might have to see this guy wrestle MJF or Will Ospreay or something. This guy is crazy. Then you got Rhea Ripley versus Liv. Probably Liv's best match, if not one of her best matches, but it's going to be up there, at least top 5. She performed well. The story, the acting, all of it was top notch. Dominic Mysterio being a dirty dude, he did amazing, and it just so good. Nia Jax winning. I don't care what anyone says. Nia Jax has been doing her thing. Give credit where credit is due. Yes, she sucked in the past. That does not mean that she sucks now. She's doing great work. Killed it as well. And you know, I'm sad that Bayley did not get the title reign that she honestly deserved. But at the end of the day, well, I don't know. At the end of the day, she at least got to win it and had her WrestleMania moment. But I really don't like how they handled her championship reign, and it's honestly a shame. But we are moving on to bigger and better things, and Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton should be amazing television. Great stuff. Gunther, Damian Priest, they had a great match. I got the outcome wrong. Gunther won, but that's not a problem. It was always a major possibility. That match was really honestly 50-50 for me. But I put my money on Damian Priest because I felt there was maybe a cooler or somewhat better story to tell, but they went with the route of Finn Balor betraying Priest, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Then you've got, I'm trying to think. The last matches were CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with special guest referee Seth Rollins. Good match. Wasn't anything crazy special. I can't say it was great or amazing, but the elements, the psychology, the story of it, top notch. I love that. CM Punk came out with Bret Hart colors, and Seth Rollins came out looking like Shawn Michaels with the referee shirt with the cutoff on the sleeves. It was just good. Drew McIntyre was doing well. I have my criticisms. I wish that there was some blood in the match. It could have used it. It didn't necessarily need to be a super hardcore match because it's their first match, but you could have at least made it look like Drew McIntyre was out for murder. I mean, we've seen him bloody CM Punk on television, and I super don't understand why we didn't do that for this match. It's a little weird. It stuck out like a sore thumb, but it kind of is what it is. Whatever. Then the match concluded and Drew McIntyre wins. I got it wrong, which is fine. Again, there were no bad calls on this show in terms of outcomes. So Drew McIntyre winning is perfectly fine, and I cannot wait to see how their story continues. Drew McIntyre took the bracelet, and obviously that means we are going to get more of this. And the match, ended with CM Punk kind of screwing himself. Wasn't the biggest fan of that decision either, but we're going to see how they develop things and how they choose to tell the story. But there's so much to get from this in terms of the long-term story of what's going on. So super happy with that match and the outcome. I got my criticism. That's probably the match I had the most criticisms for. But, it's still so much more to the overall feud that it's not that big of a deal. And then we got Solo Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes. I mean, the match itself was pretty... It was decent. It was good. But it wasn't... It didn't knock your socks off. But it was pretty decent. But I think we all came for that match for one thing and one thing only. And it's pretty obvious. Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief. He's back. I'm excited. I'm happy just like everybody else. Super, super great return. Loved everything about it. And honestly, we just have more to come as time goes on. We're going to see how Roman Reigns reacts to all that has happened, because there's been so many things. It's not just Solo Sikoa becoming the Tribal Chief or fake Tribal Chief. There is so much more for Roman Reigns to address, like Paul Heyman being basically kind of like treated like crap by Solo Sikoa in the New Bloodline. CM Punk having had interaction with Paul Heyman and not helping Paul Heyman when he needed it. There's just so much. There's so much to bite on, to chew on, to develop. And Roman Reigns coming back to be the top babyface is necessary. It was needed, and it's gonna be so good for TV. And I feel somewhat bad for Cody Rhodes, but honestly, I don't know why WWE doesn't like to book Cody very, very strong. But they book him in very weird ways, and they make him come off soft and weak sometimes. And, we'll see. Hopefully, things get cleaned up as his bloodline story gets developed. And maybe we can see Cody really, really show his teeth and his character work through him facing Randy Orton eventually. But this show was... from top to bottom, you could watch the whole show and just have a good time. I think you would be hard pressed to watch this show and not find enjoyment. And I think I forgot Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. My comments to this is that match should have been better. That's another match that I was a little bit like, you guys kind of pushing it in terms of, how they chose to go about the match, the length of it, and the outcome. Braun Breaker winning is perfectly fine. But again, it went a little too fast. It kind of made Sami Zayn look kind of weak, and just, I wasn't a fan of it. Wasn't the biggest fan of it. It's overall okay. It wasn't a bad match. And the outcome was good, but the way that it was executed, the length of it, it could have been done. It could have been done better. It really could have been done better. And that's really about as much as I can say for that. But still a decent match. It was okay. Probably the weakest match on the card. I think I could say the weakest match on the card. But yeah, it just could have been better. But overall, this show slapped. I can't express enough how great the show was. And yeah, I could go back and watch this from time to time. Genuinely an amazing show. It slapped. It was good. And I hope that everything we got on the show really leads the Raw and SmackDowns that will be coming for the rest of the year to absolute greatness. I mean, it's going to be hard to decline when you have Roman Reigns back as basically essentially the top babyface, and you have so many amazing storylines going on all at the same time. So yeah, that's not a super structured review, but it's just me fanning out. I enjoyed the show. It was great. And yeah, that's about it. Just wanted to make this, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show as well. Let me know your thoughts, and that's it. Peace.